Physical products are nothing new. We've talked about this. I mean, we've been buying physical products since well before I was born, and well before almost everybody in this room was born, right? It hasn't changed. Buying physical products online isn't anything new either. Ever since there was an online, people have been endeavoring to sell physical products online, right? So what's new about selling physical products online is the ability to enter the market, okay? It used to be it was hard to get in the physical product game. You had a super high volume. You had to figure out how to manufacture. You had to, if you wanted to, like the T-shirt game. T-shirt game has been revolutionized in the last, is it 2 years? 2 years, okay. Because before you wanted to sell T-shirts, what did you have to do? You had to go find a printer or print them yourself and get that home press thing, right? And do it in your garage. Or you had to go to a printer and you had to buy shirts, you had to buy inventory, you had to get all the sizes because you didn't know which size was going to sell. Or you dealt with one size and had pissed off people who looked like they were wearing a tent when they bought the shirt that didn't fit, like me. So now you can sell T-shirts online in massive quantities without any upfront costs whatsoever, or fulfillment, or having to do anything other than put the design on a sheet T-shirt and send traffic to it. Okay, and they will pay you within, well, they're slow now, but it used to be 24 hours. That sound pretty cool? I mean, for how much things have changed, which would you rather do? Print them in your garage or let someone else do all the work? Let someone else do all the work, right? Now, of course, they take a cut, but it makes a lot more sense, okay? Physical products across the board has evolved like that, okay? The ability to scale, okay? It used to be very hard to launch an additional product, sell a product, get a product, find a product, do anything with a product. It was just hard, okay? Ease of sale and fulfillment. FBA, right? Do we need to say more than how much easier it is to use FBA? You find a product, right? You source it. You send it to Amazon, and then you're done. You just let it make money. I mean, you have to send traffic to it. If you're smart, you send a lot of traffic to it in a specific way. But really, that's it. They handle fulfillment. They handle processing. They handle customer support. They handle returns. They handle everything, all right? Didn't used to be able to do that. Shopify. You want to have an e-commerce store. Do you know how much it used to cost to even, say, 5, 6 years ago? I have a 2002. 2002, I actually know the numbers from then. To set up an e-commerce store properly in 2002, 15 to 20 grand, just for coding. Okay? How much does it cost to start a Shopify store? Yeah, maybe 70 to 100 bucks, depending upon which plan you pick, right? Right, Adam? Huh? 29 is the cheapest plan? Oh, well, heck, even better. Okay, 29 bucks. That's a little bit different than 15,000, right? All right, and the stores that we could do back then were nothing compared to just the basic store that Shopify has. Okay? It's a lot easier now to do physical products. Dramatically increased profitability. Manufacturing has improved a ton. Okay? Sourcing products overseas has now become marginally easier. I mean, well, actually, I should say marginally easy. It's still tough, but it's, compared to what it was, you didn't have to take a boat across the world to find the hidden Chinese gem. You just get on Alibaba, right? So you can find more products. Also, the manufacturing costs have gone down, so there's more money to be made, okay? And the actual sales process has become so much more streamlined. There's higher margins there because your marketing costs have been dramatically reduced, all right? So this is what makes physical products so powerful, okay? I was an eBay power seller back in the day when eBay was profitable, okay? And I sold all kinds of random stuff. But that was hard work. Shipping out products all day long, finding more products, finding more inventory, making the listings. And this was before like all the software came out, like HammerTap and all the different different like Octavia and all the different ones like that. It was a lot of work. I know, I don't think Los is in here right now, but Los did a lot of drop shipping too. And even the drop shipping with them fulfilling the product was a whole lot of work too. I got out of it because it was not worth the work, even for the money. And I didn't have a job, but I didn't have any freedom either because I was married to making listings or shipping products. I hated the post office, and they hated me because I always came in there with like wheelbarrow fulls of stuff. And then I think that was it, and I'd come in with another one right after. Okay, so physical product sales are exploding across all sectors. All right, it is insane the amount of physical product growth that's happening right now because of these exact factors of what's going on. Okay. Global e-commerce sales reached $1.2 trillion this year. Okay. Now, a huge chunk of that is going to China. China is, I can't remember the exact metric, but it's huge. Okay. So 1.2 trillion in just global e-commerce sales, all right? Everybody is starting to shop online, all right? 18 to 24 to 65 plus, it's becoming the norm. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but very seldom do I go anywhere to look for a product before I look for it online or Amazon, especially because of Prime. And especially since I live in Podunkville, Texas for the next 10 days. I go Amazon everything. Can't find anything in that town. Then I'll be back in Reno, and then I can buy anything I want. Okay, but so everybody's buying online. My grandma, my great-grandma, everybody buys online, right? So it used to be, for the last several years, it was just, it was the younger generation, the baby boomers weren't getting online as much. Now they're getting even more online, and there's more and more people online to where the point is that everybody's there, and there's a lot more people to buy stuff. And they're all comfortable buying products online at some level. Okay, Amazon has over 200 million credit cards on file. Okay? Most of them set up for one click. So they actually are current credit cards. All right? So people spend money online is what I'm really saying here. All right, Amazon's online sales dwarf the competition. All right? Now, the crazy thing about this statistic, this does not count third-party sales. Anybody who sells on Amazon as a third-party vendor, whether self-fulfilled or FBA, are not counted in this thing other than the commission you pay Amazon. The retail price of the sale, so if you sell a $40 product on Amazon and Amazon takes its $5.60 commission, that's $40 sale is not counted in that $67 billion. Only the $5 is. So it's much, much, much bigger than that because Amazon can't report that because it's not income to them. Okay? So let's see, I think I have a stat. Yeah, this is from Wired. I can't even read it anymore, but basically it says that third-party sales accounted for over 1/3 of all product sales on Amazon. Okay, that number is actually bigger now. There was another thing released, but I couldn't find it when I was looking for it, so that was the stat I had to use. Third-party sales basically are FBA or Amazon's sold but merchant fulfilled, where you can have your store and sell through Amazon but fulfill it yourself. Okay, and it's not just for the big dogs because I'm not that tall. Okay. Month to date, to June 10th, when I took the screenshot, $65,000 in sales. Okay, from one Amazon account, from one business. 10 days, $65,000. Okay, $40,000 in profit. Anybody like to have that? Yeah, absolutely. Me too. I'm very happy with it, and we're going to keep doing it. We have several different Amazon accounts. Okay, they're not all this big. This is the pretty one. But they're all getting bigger, okay? And the thing is, this is with one product. One. I don't know very many people that do that with one product, unless they're doing supplements or consumables. Okay, this is not a consumable, and this is in the gun market. So I have a much more narrow traffic base because Amazon is not exactly gun-friendly. And so I'm telling you guys, this is the easiest money I've ever made in my life, is using physical products through FBA using the system that I'm showing you. Okay, there's people, shout out how long you guys have been in FBA. Who's been here the longest? 2 years? Okay, 2 years. Who's been here longer than 2 years? Anybody on FBA? No, okay, 2 years. I know you're doing really well. We have only been doing FBA since November of last year. Okay, and it's blowing up. Okay, we've got a lot more stuff going on with FBA. I've got a lot to teach you on that and how we were able to scale it so quickly. The point I'm trying to make here is not really a bragging point. It's more of, this shit works. Do it. Get out there and get a physical product. That's what I've been telling my coaching students. They're like, what's going on? I'm like, do physical. Get physical. Get physical. Why? And mix it in with your funnel. Build the hybrid like we're talking about, okay? Because it works. All right? All right. My company is a digital marketing company. We are a digital marketing agency with an education division. That sounds much cooler than internet marketer, right? That's what we do. We sell info products. I teach you guys how to do what I do, okay, in my niche businesses. But by the end of the year, over 60% of our income will be coming from physical product sales based on the metrics we're tracking right now and the forecasting we're doing. And I'm not slowing down with my info in my digital marketing business. It's not like I'm stopping making products or I'm stopping doing this. We're just growing at such a crazy rate with physical products using, again, this funnel, this traffic sources, what we're talking about, that my digital marketing company is rapidly becoming a physical product company. And I don't warehouse anything. I don't touch my physical products. Okay? This is what the physical product revolution is. I could have told you last year, early last year, that I would never, even then, early last year, say, I'd never get back into physical products because it was such a nightmare when I was a power seller. And now look at what I'm doing, all physical products. So it works, but you don't have to touch everything, okay? We're going to get more into all this kind of stuff. So far this year, $300,000 in profit from physical products, over 4,000 new customers, okay? 4,000 new customers, all in my direct mail program, all being retargeted, all in my email lists now, okay? That's not counting digital customers. I'm just saying from physical product sales, all right? This is mind-blowing to me, okay? My company is a small company, all right? We are not a huge juggernaut. We are not in consumables. I don't have a supplement, okay? The guys killing it on Amazon, making $200,000, $300,000 a month, they're all selling Garcinia. They're all selling supplements, consumable supplements, right? Those have growth curves. The competition to get into those markets is insane. And we're getting ready to do it. We just haven't launched it yet. But we're able to do this with just regular old average Joe products in a small category that is not dominating on Amazon, that does not have a lot of buyer traffic, that does not have anything fancy that gives us an edge, okay? And anybody can do the same thing. We've got lots of people that are here, actually, that have started just doing physical products recently and have blown up. Tess and her husband have done incredibly well with physical products just in the recent months. And they started from scratch. They had nothing before that in terms of physical products, right? And now they're doing awesome. They're launching a brand new product, right? Your second one, a new one. Yeah. Killer, right? No experience before. They just went out and did it, okay? Physical products work. Would you guys all agree, all you Amazon people over here? Well, you guys are all clustered on this side of the room. It's kind of scary. It's like it's a cult. You guys should mix in with them later because they know some cool stuff. Consider this. Physical products are the most overlooked growth sector in an online business, especially if you are in the IM space. Physical products are much easier to sell than info products. Why? Because physical products give us something, right? Info products, we have to convince you of what's inside of it, right? You have to be convinced, you have to be coddled, you have to be promised, you have to be guaranteed something, right? And if you can't be guaranteed what it will do, you have to be guaranteed that you can get your money back or you'll cry, right? That's the IM world. That's the info products. Physical products, you buy a physical product, you may take it back. But for the most part, you buy a physical product because it gives you something you want. I wanted this clicker. Why? Because it makes it easier for me to show you guys stuff, right? Did I have to be convinced to buy it? No. I went on Amazon, I found the one that I wanted, and I had it shipped here. No big deal, right? Impulse purchase. It was 50 some odd bucks. Someone made some money off me. We do this kind of stuff all the time. You don't have to be convinced on a physical product. T-shirt sellers. You guys make a lot of money selling stupid T-shirts, right? I mean, they're dumb. I sell them too. Why would someone want to buy a retarded shirt that says ATF, alcohol, tobacco, and firearms? Who's bringing the chips? I mean, how dumb. I mean, I'm not going to wear that shirt. And I'm a crazy gun guy. I love guns, but I'm not going to wear that shirt. Yet we sold 500 of them just in one campaign. We sold 500 in another campaign. We've run it several times. Who wants to wear, just the dumbest saying shirts, But they sell. Why? People like stuff. We are consumers of stuff. Do you have to be hard sold, a sales letter, convinced to buy a $20 T-shirt? No. Do you need sales copy? No. It says, hey, limited edition T-shirt. It'll only be available for 7 days until we relaunch it next week. And buy this now. So it's so limited, and there's only so many available. Yep, there's only as many as you guys buy because there is no quantity requirement. So, yep, it's limited. You guys are sneaky. But it's physical products. You don't care. People buy physical products. You got the Viral Style guys. I can't quit staring at their shirts back there. They're just blinding me with their style. Okay, demand is insane. People want to consume. You will never be able, this is something important, understand with your market and your customer base, you will never, ever be able to satisfy your customer's desire to consume what you could deliver to them. Okay? You will never be able to create enough product. You will never be able to source enough product. You will never be able to sell enough stuff to oversaturate their desire to consume. Okay? You just can't do it. We are insatiable. We are nuts. We are crazy, and we are dumb. Okay? We like stuff, and we're going to keep buying it over and over again, especially physical products. Okay? There's a reason Amazon does so well. Okay, so our 4 categories of physical products in my business right now. okay? T-shirts, not the normal way, okay? Stickers, yes, stickers. Like, slap it on the side of the thing, okay? Physical info products and private label products, okay? Everybody snickers when I say stickers, and then I show them what it does, and they're like, oh, that's pretty cool. But nobody wants to sell a $2 sticker or a 99-cent sticker until they see the benefit of what it can do for them. Some of you guys have already seen the sticker stuff I've got. All right, T-shirts, beyond Teespring. There is so much more out there than Teespring, guys. There's Viral Style, right? And Viral Style with upsells. Okay, so Teespring is great, Viral Style is great, but there's so much beyond that what you can do to leverage those platforms to take what you're doing to the next level. Now, this won't work with every shirt you're doing, but when you have a good shirt, something that's not built on a trend, that can last, that has staying power, you can leverage this. And this is the only kind of shirts we do. We don't do any trend marketing shirts unless it directly pertains to our market. So if I don't know, Bieber says something stupid and we make a shirt, we're not going to make a shirt about it. Okay, like some people will. And that's fine. You capitalize on trends, and if you're a trend marketer, that's great. It doesn't fit with our model. However, if there's some kind of, trendy gun thing happening, or one of our other markets, survival, whatever, we will capitalize on that trend within our market because we might as well. It's just free money. But it fits with our market, okay? But we're not going to divert our attention elsewhere. So the T-shirts that we launch are all with this in mind, okay? And we don't, now I'm going to tell you guys, we are not a crazy T-shirt guys anymore. We used to do $30,000, $40,000 a month in T-shirts, okay? We're launching just tons of them, crazy. Now I launch maybe one T-shirt a week, if that, maybe two a month. Okay, we do about $5,000 to $6,000 in profit a month from our T-shirts. Okay, Don's like hanging his head in shame because I can't even believe I know you anymore because I'm not doing T-shirts the right way. But this is the way we do it. Okay. So we look at Teespring as a testing platform. Okay, not a long-term income stream. All right. Anybody not know what Teespring is, real quick? Everybody pretty familiar with it? Okay. We launch Teespring campaigns with these goals. Find winning designs that we can sell 1,000+ shirts. Not necessarily in one campaign, okay? If you can do it in one campaign, that's awesome. And obviously it's a winning shirt. But if you relaunch it a couple times and you hit 1,000 shirts, you're still doing good, all right? Get feedback from fans on how to improve the design and shirt style, okay? We ask our people what they like, what they don't like. And when a shirt bombs, we ask them why it bombed. So we can never have that happen again, which it still happens, but we try. All right, and we do get better at it. Get sales data from Teespring. Teespring will send you a spreadsheet telling you your sales data breakdown by sizing, breakdown by shirts sold, breakdown by style, breakdown by color. How many hoodies did you sell? How many T-shirts? How many women's Bella tees? How many medium, smalls? Like all that stuff. You can get that data from Teespring at the end of your campaign. Okay. We determine the relaunch potential. Obviously, if it sold 1,000 shirts, we're going to relaunch it. If it sells, a couple hundred, we're going to relaunch it. We're always going to relaunch it to see what the next market potential is and if we can tap a different traffic source for it. Maximize the front end profits. Yes, I said it. We want to profit on the front end with Teespring. It's the only place we do because there is no back end to Teespring. There will be soon with Viral Style, but that's a different story. Okay. We then leverage the winning designs into long-term income streams. Okay, I'm all about the long game here, guys. Short game is fun. Yeah, I like now money, but I also really, really like money that's going to be there forever. Okay. We take our winning shirts. We have them printed in quantity. We actually go to a printer. Okay, and then we list them for sale on Amazon. All right. We use Teespring sales data to determine the quantity and sizes. How many mediums, how many smalls, how many whatever do we need, okay? And we figure out a minimum order quantity. We use Amazon FBA for fulfillment, all right? Because I don't want to ship shirts. Now we reach a global market for our shirts. Now when you run a Teespring campaign on Facebook, you're not reaching a global market. You're reaching whatever the reach you can get within the Facebook campaign, which means you sell 2,000 shirts, there's at least probably 20 or 30,000 shirts worth of sales out there somewhere else that you have not touched. Okay, over time, right? So we reach a global market with proven designs. We're not guessing. We're not investing money to print shirts that we don't know are already winners, okay? Now we have a much bigger profit margin per shirt because we're buying the shirts in volume and sending them to Amazon. And even paying Amazon's fee, we actually still make more money than we do from Teespring. Okay? We can now promote the shirts year-round. Teespring, it is a, I don't even know if they do threes anymore, but 7 or 10 day roughly is the average campaign length, right? It's over, it's over. You can't promote that shirt after that unless you relaunch it. With Amazon, our shirt is live year-round. So now what can I do? Plug it into my autoresponder, okay? That shirt that I know my people buy from my list, that's in my autoresponder now. So when every new person comes onto my list and goes through my autoresponder sequence, they can get promoted that same shirt, even though it's been dead on Teespring for months, okay? Aside from reordering shirts and shipping them to Amazon, this income stream is 100% automated, okay? That is the way we leverage Teespring, okay? And it makes a lot more sense for a long-term business model. Now, in terms of printing, you got to get a good printer, okay? You got to get a better printer than Teespring, okay? And you got to get a consistent printer, okay? So we use a company out of California called Spreading Ink. They're actually, I used to own a clothing company that we sold through Metro Park and stuff like that. I met those guys at that time, and we still use them today. They're a cut and sew manufacturer, but we actually, for this kind of stuff, we just buy next level apparel blanks and have our designs printed on them. Spreading Shirt is the same company that does all the printing, cut and sew for Affliction, Christian Auditor, and companies like that. Not the same thing as Spreadshirt. I know I said that in another presentation. I meant Spreading Ink, not Spreadshirt. Okay, we also take the winning design and turn it into a sticker. Because everybody loves stickers, right? Nobody loves stickers. Can't believe people like stickers because I don't, but they sell. So we take the winning designs from our shirts and have them designed and reconfigured into a sticker. Let's talk about stickers. Any questions on Teespring? Pretty straightforward.
Just on the autoresponder, I assume you need a bridge page for that information from there. That's what you're
No, these people are, when we have our product on FBA, this shirt, they're already on our list before they see it. Yeah, from all of our different acquisition sources. So yeah, the only way they see this shirt is through our autoresponder sequence. That make sense? Okay, cool. Anything else? Crickets. Okay, crickets. Nobody wants to know. All right, let me grab a drink. Okay, stickers. Stickers are a cheap-to-ship, high-margin product that can be very popular with a niche-specific design if you're in a passion niche. Okay? Perfect passion niche. Those guys with beards, right? Like Chris, right? His Duck Dynasty beard he's got going, right? So, Duck Dynasty, in crazy passion niche, right? The fan base is insane. Chris does very well with that, with those group. I think you're actually working with them now, aren't you? Perfect. Okay, so he's actually working with the Duck Dynasty crew now after building fan pages in that niche and just blew up. So there's a lot of other potential that can happen in your business too just by doing this kind of stuff. Okay, so you could do stickers off some of the shirt designs that they've done, right? We do the same thing in the gun niche. So we based our sticker designs off our best-selling T-shirts. Okay, why? Because I don't want to come up with a sticker. I don't want to think about a sticker design. I want to go, hey, if they would wear it on a shirt, chances are they would stick it on their truck. Okay, especially in the gun niche. That's the thing. You stick it on your truck, your cooler, your lunchbox, on your head, whatever. Okay, so we base our stickers off our best-selling designs, and a lot of the times designs will crunch down. Even if it's a text-based design, people love that stuff. I mean, look at that dumb Calvin kid who pisses on everything. It doesn't matter what it is. He's always peeing on something, right? That sticker has made millions of dollars in sales. Okay, it doesn't have to be a good sticker. You could do a words-only sticker. It doesn't matter, as long as it is a fit to your passion niche or to your demographic and their interests. Okay, and if it's controversial, it will sell even better because people want to shove it in somebody else's face. Okay, when it comes to controversy, they want to be like, "This is me." Want to say something about it? Weird, but they do. Many shirt designs can be adapted into great-looking stickers. I should actually relook at my slides before I tell you things. Stickers are sold in 3 ways. Our own e-commerce store. Amazon, not FBA. Merchant fulfilled. Anybody know why? The margins aren't there, right? Amazon's fulfillment cost eats up any possible chance of profit. With merchant fulfillment, you're still good, okay? Especially if you hire some, teenager for below minimum wage, since minimum wage just got raised, right? In certain areas. You hire them for cheap, and you have to do that. That's what we do. We have a local person that just fulfills all of our sticker orders, whether they come in from Amazon or come in from our e-commerce store. Okay, and then fries with that upsells. You guys have all eaten McDonald's, right? You want fries with that? You want a super? Oh, we can't say supersize anymore because people didn't realize it was making them fat. So McDonald's is in trouble for saying supersize, even though it's the general public's fault. Okay, so we say fries with that upsell. Shopify, recommended products, shopping cart upsells, where they're in the shopping cart and it says, hey, you may also consider this, or this would fit well with your order. Other customers have purchased this, okay? You could do a traditional upsell, where it is, they buy the product, the next page is, would you like to add a Second Amendment sticker, for $3, support the cause, something like that. So we sell them 3 different ways, okay? We can sell them on the back end of physical products and some on the back end of info products. I have sold digital products, and I still do in some of my funnels, digital products that go info product, upsell to continuity, downsell, and regular, either way. If you go through the continuity, whether you buy or you don't, you're immediately going to see, hey, buy this sticker. Okay? So we actually positioned a physical product sticker on the back end. You think I did that to make a lot of money? Hell no. A $3 sale is an upsell? Are you kidding me? No. What am I getting? Huh? Yep, but what am I actually getting? There we go. Every sticker is another customer for my direct mail list. Okay? That I then send over to specialized mailings. They get sent out a letter that I don't have to do anything for, and the first thing that these guys are typically getting is our home study course, $297 sales all day long. Okay? Then we pitch them a continuity if they haven't bought our continuity. $20 a month continuities. Hey, it's $20 a month, but if you pay today, you can get it for a yearly price. Kind of like boardroom reports and Agora, right? Here's our formula. Produce 3 sticker variations. Take your shirt design. Have it turned into 3 different variations of a sticker. And get your fans to vote if you have a fan page or your email list. Set it up on a page, label each one 1, 2, 3 or ABC or whatever, and have them vote. Get their feedback so they can tell you what to change, what to improve, and which sticker to go to print with. Okay? Order stickers in bulk, 500 minimum. Stickermule.com, they're out of New York. And the coolest thing is they just started doing transparent stickers as well. For the longest time, it was just die cut. Now they do transparent, which has increased our sales by about 20% because people, for some reason, like the transparent ones better than the die cut. All right? Transparent just means it's color printed with a transparent background, so it goes better on your windows, right? Sticker Mule is great. They have a great proofing department that will work with you on your designs for your first couple times if you have issues, or actually they'll just keep working with you. They're good. They won't do the designs, but they will make sure that they're going to print as awesome stickers. They're the one company whose proof thing, any kind of proofing, that will not let a product go to print, even if you approve the proof, if it's going to look like crap. Okay? Unlike Dot Print or any of the other companies, once you approve the proof, they let it go to print regardless of what it looks like. Okay? This company is a good company to work with, especially when you're moving into something new. All right, so order in bulk. Why 500 minimum? Because I want your garages full of stickers. No, because anything less, your unit cost that doesn't work right, because that's where their break even is really for the best pricing tier. And the more you buy, it gets cheaper. But anything below 500, it's just not worth your time. Okay, set up a basic e-commerce store. Now, actually, guys, 500 stickers, that scares people. Because you got to have, it's really only one box. 500 stickers is in a box like this big. But what are you going to do with 500 stickers if they don't sell? You can always do something with them. Free plus shipping offer? Free offer, I'll mail this to you in exchange for your information. You can bundle it with one of your other physical products. Just give it away as swag, right? Make your customers happy. What we do is also, if we have a return on Amazon or anywhere for one of our products, which you always get returns, right? And you get unfulfillable inventory and stuff like that. We send them a sticker with a new product. Like, holy crap, this sticker's cool, thank you. We always get emails back from people. I'm like, you got a sticker. I would never write anybody back saying thank you for the sticker, but our customers do. So you can always use it somewhere if you can't sell it. We sell them and we still give them away like that. Set up a basic e-commerce store, okay? Use Shopify. They're simple, they're easy to use, we use them, okay? Sell stickers singly and in packs, 5, 10, or 20. Believe it or not, people will buy the packs, okay? I don't know what you're going to do with 20 of the same sticker, but I don't care. People buy it, okay? And I don't want, I mean, if I can increase the sales margin, I'm going to do that. Anything I can do to increase my order price means more money in my pocket. List the product on Amazon so it's there as well. Now, it's never going to be a heavy seller because you're never going to get a ton of reviews. You're not going to push it like you would any of your other products. But it's just, it's there, okay? And stickers, they don't really need reviews. If you ever bought a sticker on Amazon or seen them, most of them have, if they have a review, it's 1 or 2. It's just not a mover. It's not going to, there's no reason to. But having it there and merchant fulfillment is just free money when it comes to you and a new customer, okay? Sell stickers singly and in packs from the same listing. Okay, you guys know about the parent-child listings on Amazon? You have one main listing, and then all your other options are listed in there too. I'm sure you guys have all bought, like you buy a shirt from Amazon and they have the sizing all within the same listing. That's a parent-child relationship. That's the type of thing you want here. And then the good thing is it's a super big pain in the ass to set up. I'm not saying not a good thing, but it's really the truth. I just pay Amazon to do it. They charge $75. And it's worth every penny to me because I spent an hour last time just beating my head against a wall. I never got close. So I just said, my time's worth way more than $75. All right, do in-house order fulfillment. Slave labor if you have kids, right? Mine's only 2. She's not quite there yet, but we'll get there. If you don't have kids, steal your neighbor's kids, steal your nephews, your nieces, whatever, or just hire somebody. It's going to be way better than you doing it. Your time is always going to be too valuable to stuff stickers and ship orders, okay? No matter what. You have the money to do it. If you don't, you should not be doing what you're doing. You're doing something really, really wrong. Hire someone local for minimum wage to do it. Promote via Facebook fan page, autoresponder, retargeting. Oops, those are the 3. So here is an example of one of our pages, okay? This is one of the stickers that we sell. It is ugly, and it sells. Here's a 5-pack, or I'm sorry, excuse me, a 10-pack for $37.50 for 10 stickers. I used to charge them shipping. Actually, I've gotten nice in my old age. I'm giving them free shipping now. But for the longest time, I charged them $2.95 shipping on flat rate on any order they bought. Now we give them free shipping. Okay, I think we can afford it because it only costs about $1.12 to ship 10 stickers. Including packaging. Tip for shipping stickers. This is just out of the blue random tip. Make sure your packaging, you have a rigid packable thing, right? You can get it from Uline or from eBay or whatever. Make sure they're rectangular. Even if it's only a ½ inch difference. If it is square, you have to pay a 30-cent increase in postage because it doesn't fit in their machines. So what did I buy 3,000 of that really pisses me off now? 3,000 6x6 envelopes, or 6x6 mailers. So all 6,000 of those, we have to pay 30-cent additional fee. If it was 6x7 or 6x6.5, we'd be fine. So little tip for those of you guys doing rigid mailers. Anything for that matter. Never send square stuff. It's always got to be rectangular. Okay, so it doesn't take a copywriting genius. We don't have to go out and hire Harlan to write your copy to sell a sticker. Okay? Or Kayla for that matter. All right, you just tell them what the sticker is. All right, tell them how big it is. Is it a die cut? Is it a transparent? Is it a cast sticker? How is it done? What does it say on it? And hey, like what we do is we copy and paste the stuff from Sticker Mule that says made from durable vinyl with a UV laminate that protects your stickers from scratching, rain, sunlight, and will last for years to come. I didn't write that; they did. I just copied and pasted it because that's what their stickers are. All right, we sell, I would say 3 to 5 of the 10 packs of each of our sticker styles a week. We sell a lot of singles. We sell a lot of 5-packs. We occasionally sell a few 20-packs. The thing is, most of the time, they also buy something else out of our store as well. And we're going to talk about that later when Los and I talk about expansion. So stickers are huge. And again, the most important thing is, yeah, you make a little bit of money. Well, just to give you a roundup, it's about, depending upon the month and how we're pushing it, it's about a $5,000 to $9,000 a month revenue stream, gross sales for stickers. Plus, we're getting customers, which is what I want. I don't care about the money. I want the revenue, okay? This is, all these little things are all in one funnel. They're set up and they're forgotten about, okay? This is how you build a six-figure-a-month business. This is how you go beyond that. This is how you go to the $200,000 a month mark. This is how you build the $1 million business. And you can do it with one or two people using this funnel and this system and what I'm teaching you, okay? It adds up quick. And that every one of these little products is a profit maximizer, right? And it all, you can see how it's all starting to all kind of tie into itself, right? A product sells this, it gives you this, it helps you sell the next product. A product does this, they get retargeted here and helps you sell this other product. Everything is a chain working together, okay? Synergy, that overplayed cliche word. All right, physical info products. All right, so these are what we sell via direct mail. Multi-component physical products that we sell as home study courses. Okay, this is old school type stuff, right? Magnetic marketing, Dan Kennedy stuff. So physical info product make exceptional profit maximizers because you can charge a lot more for the same information if it's physical, if it has that thud factor, right? So our defensive edge training program is a shooting accuracy and home defense type, be safer with your pistol after you get your concealed carry, okay? People love it, people need it because people are dangerous. All right, it's a 100-page spiral-bound notebook with 2 DVDs. Current price point is $297. We are testing $397. We've tested $197. We actually started at $197 because I was chicken, and I don't know why, but I was. And then we immediately tested $297, and it converted better, and I make more money, so I'm happier. And now we're testing $397 and some variations within that. Okay, printed and fulfilled by Vervanti, $32. That's our print and fulfillment cost. That will go down if and when we hit volume, okay? We are not moving enough units to get to a next pricing tier discount, okay? But that's okay. $287, $32, I'll live, all right? And now that, obviously we have marketing costs that are associated with the tear sheet mailers, and there's some, that would not be a net profit margin, okay? That's a gross profit margin, all right? Now, promoted via autoresponder with Evergreen internal launch, okay? How many of you guys know about automated launches? Anybody know about those? Anybody who does not know about an automated launch? Okay, who knows what a product launch is? Okay, a product launch is designed to create buzz and create a buying frenzy so that when the order button comes out, you throw your credit card at it as fast as you can and you spend all the money you own. Right? That's what a product launch is designed to do. And conversions are higher in a product launch. Now I'm talking about a traditional 4-step or 3-step product launch, right? Where you have content, video, sales page, right? Over a spread of time. You guys all know what I'm talking about? You opt into it and you go through the sequence, okay? Well, that's great, but what happens after the product launch is over? Cyclical income again, right? Your income dries up, you're done. It's one and done. But the buzz, the excitement, the energy, are so great to the conversion increase for the launch. That's why we do it, okay? They're so powerful that we want to figure out a way to capture that and make it last long term, okay? So we basically do a product launch, but it's automated. So the person never knows it's automated. They think they're going through an actual product launch, and they are. It's just one that continues. It's an evergreen product launch. There is software out there to do it. I have a course called Always Be Launching that kind of pioneered that several years back. After that, Mike Filsaime launched his Evergreen Business System. Ricky is in here somewhere. Yeah, Ricky knows all about that too, right? Mm-hmm, yeah, Ricky did the first software. You wrote the original one that you sold by yourself first, right? Oh, Hector did. That's right. Mm-hmm. That's right. So, but Evergreen Business Systems was basically like a platform to do automated launches, and it simulates it. So when they opt in, they're on your list, and what you do is you have a squeeze page off your own list. So you email them a squeeze page link that if they're excited about it, they will opt in, and it puts them onto a separate email list that takes them through this product launch like it was happening live. They dish out a content link and says, hey, check out this video, and then a couple days later they'll get the next one. They'll get the email. All the email sequences are written using, again, autoresponder madness type of SOS sequencing, and takes them through this product launch. So it gets the buying rush. They're so excited. They're ready to buy, and I mean, they're ready to buy right before the link comes out, but you make them wait because it's part of a launch. Okay? it increases the conversion rates in an automated fashion. Now, I could sell this all day long off a webinar or an automated webinar, and we're actually doing that now, but that's more, a webinar is more work for me. I want hands-free. If I just create the content once, set up the launch, they just funnel through it all the time. And if they don't like it, they don't opt into to start the sequence. So I don't force people to start the sequence. It's only if they want it. And I give them 3 or 4 different chances at various times to get into that sequence. Okay? Direct mail, everybody gets it. Okay? Now, unless it's a product that we know is a direct non-fit, I guess I should say. So if they buy a product from us, a physical product that's something similar or so that wouldn't work, we would not mail them an offer for this product. But for the most part, everybody we have a physical mailing address for gets an offer for this. Okay? And it does very well. Private label products. Who's been to Walmart? Everything great value is private label. They don't make, manufacture, or do anything. What they do is bend vendors over and force them to let them private label their stuff. And then they tell them after they private label it, they tell them what they are willing to pay for it. Okay? Amazon is the most cutthroat, I would say awesome, but they're pretty bad in the way they treat their vendors. But they are great at private labeling. They're the best example you could ever find of private labeling something, right? Everything you see in their store is private labeled. Does not have to be consumable. Doesn't have to be a food. Private label products is when you take a product that's manufactured either to your specifications or by someone else and you slap your label on it and you make it your own. Okay? Vegetable oil. There's like 1 or 2 vegetable oil manufacturers in the U.S. Everybody comes from them. Okay? Logitech doesn't manufacture anything of their own anymore. They're actually all either private labeled or partner manufactured. So pretty much anything. I mean, how many of you guys have seen a water bottle with someone else's label on it? Right? Like a company puts out their own label. Do you think they make water? No, they're private labeling. Okay? That is the power of what can be done now. You didn't used to be able to do that. Okay? Now, the real cool stuff about private labeling is you're building your own brand, not somebody else's. And that's the most important thing, especially when you get into FBA, as most of you guys know. Okay, who's not bought something from Amazon? Okay. Yeah, this is why you're never competing with Amazon, guys. Don't think of Amazon as a competitor, because Amazon is like the government, right? Amazon owns all of us, right? So you don't have to worry about competing with them. Okay, but with Amazon, when you go buy a product, you go buy this, or this. We'll stick with this. You go to the Amazon listing page for this. What do you have in the buy box? Options. Options to buy from other sellers, right? You can buy it for $16 here with free shipping. You can buy it for $16.95 here. You can buy it for $50 here, and you can pay all these different things, and you can buy it from whichever weird-sounding shop name you like, right? That's another thing, guys. Don't have a stupid-sounding shop name or display name for your Amazon thing. Just make it something either nondescript or something specific, but don't have something dumb sounding like Cool Kid 24, right? Okay? Not that that's mine or anything. And I'm not 24, I'm only 22. So you don't want, with private labeled stuff, when you sell a product, you want to own the buy box. You don't want people to have options to buy from anybody but you. The only way to do that is to private label your own product, right? If you sell a Logitech mouse or whatever this is, pointer clicker whiz bang thingy, you sell this as a Logitech, you have to compete with everybody else for the buy box, okay? And there's no telling if you'll sell or not. But if I make this the Tanner-tastic clicker whiz bang thingy, I'm the only guy who can sell the Tanner-tastic whiz bang thingy, okay? And I own the buy box, right? So they have to buy it from Tanner-tastic Inc., Incorporated, DBA, LLC, right? Why? Oh man, I already forgot about this slide. All right, you build your own brand. All right, you profit, not commission. This is the big thing. When you promote somebody else's product or as an affiliate or whatever, you make a commission. Understand that profits are always better than commissions. Okay? Because a profit means you're building your business. A commission means you're building somebody else's business. Potential for scale and expansion. You build a brand, right? You bring out whiz-bang product number 1. People like it. You launch whiz-bang product number 2 under the same brand label. Okay? You start building a brand. All right? Additionally, when you build a brand, when you private label something, you now have an asset. Do you guys know that you can sell an FBA business? You can sell a brand on FBA. So I could sell Tannertastic to somebody. Anybody want to buy it? I'll sell it right now. It's going to be good. It's going to be huge if you make it huge. But anyway, you can sell a brand. You create a brand. You start getting it sold on Amazon. You have a tangible asset that can be sold like it's its own business, even though it's structured on Amazon. And if you have all this in place too, you can sell it for a whole lot more. I have several friends that in the last 2 months have sold multiple spin-off brands on Amazon that they've started for 6 figures each time. Okay? They took the payday over the thing because they wanted to move on to other projects and focus on their bigger stuff. So there's an exit strategy involved with physical products as well. You control all aspects of the sale and the marketing, like we've been beating into your heads for the last several hours today. And it can integrate with an existing business. So we were talking about the fitness guys want to have their own supplement stack, right? Want to have their own, the weight loss guys want to have their own diet pill, right? Our gun products, we sell info products on guns. We want to have our own complementary physical products that go along with it, cleaning tools, whatever, right? Something else about private label and about physical products in general that I wanted to mention. Internet marketing, IM, entrepreneurial stuff, it's more to it than just a skill. It's learnable, but there's an innate talent aspect of it. You have to be hungry, you have to have the desire, you have to want it, you have to have the mindset, and there's a lot to it that's kind of innate, if that makes sense. How many of you guys have kids? How many of you want to leave your kids something awesome? Right? How many? Even if they have to work for it, mine's going to certainly work for it. But you want to leave them something, right? How many of you are worried or may have a kid? You don't have to raise your hand. Just think about it. Have a kid who doesn't really follow in your footsteps or your thoughts in terms of business sense or in terms of how you want to do things. Okay? I don't know. Mine's 2. I'm not sure yet. Okay? I hope she does. She's probably going to be the first 2-year-old billionaire or something like that. But I don't know where she's going to be, but teaching her, if she doesn't have that aptitude or that desire for the entrepreneurial aspect, teaching her to do the whole entrepreneurial thing as a marketer and building info products and sales funnels and all kinds of complicated stuff like that, that's harder to do. There's a lot more to it. Teaching someone to build a physical product brand, leveraging Amazon in a simple funnel system, monkeys can do it. Okay? And once you get it dialed in, you can build it out and teach them as you go through it. So, one of my goals in life is generational wealth. Not for me, for generations beyond me. Because I just want to do that for my family and my kids, whatever. I don't know how far it'll go, but hopefully it goes at least past the next kid, right? So, but I also want to build businesses that I can turn over to them if they so deserve it. I'm not going to hand it to them, but I believe in that kind of stuff. So if those things are in alignment with you, that's something else that physical products are really, really good about, especially leveraging the stuff we're doing. So enough soapbox stuff on that, but just thought I'd share. Multiple sales channels. You got to leverage multiple sales channels, all right? Your own e-commerce store with back-end funnel, okay? Amazon FBA, distributors, retailers. When you private label a brand, you can now let other people sell your product if you want to. You can let stores sell your product. I have, with one of the products we have companies in the gun space, gun stores that actually carry our products in their local stores now. Mostly because I already knew of them, and they were like, hey, we'll sell it too. And they start selling, and they keep selling them, right? So now I've actually entered into a quasi-distributorship wholesaling thing, letting other people sell our products in a limited aspect. I would caution you not to let anybody ever sell your product on Amazon, because that's your field. But you can let them sell them in their stores or things like that. And that can actually become very, very lucrative. There's a couple, let's see. Is he here? No, he's not here. I was going to ask him if I could tell him. But basically, there's a guy who's here, who's remaining nameless, that is now in, it's either all the CVS's or all the Walgreens with his private labeled product that he does not manufacture. He sourced it on Alibaba, and now he's in all the CVS's, and they're selling like crazy at, I think, $17 some odd a pop. Okay, so you can do that. eBay. eBay is another sales channel you can leverage. All right, you can use that to, find one more aspect, one more avenue of customers that you didn't have before, okay? The ones that are with the asterisks, your own funnel and the Amazon FBA are the number 2 that you should focus on at all times. Everything else, whatever. Get to it when you can if it makes sense for you. But the first two, you need to be dialed in on. Now, actually, with Amazon FBA and the funnel, you start with FBA. You need to get your product up, ranking, listing, get reviews, get it going on Amazon before you worry about your own e-commerce store. And then you can leverage that credibility of Amazon on your own store. Okay, go with a proven platform. You don't want to reinvent the wheel. Ryan is still not in the room, but I'll talk about him again. So Ryan and I are with our partners in a group called Paradigm. We just took over another gun company. Okay, we took over a manufacturer. And one of the things that Ryan and I are hating life about right now is this guy, who is also a quasi-coder, decided to code his own shopping cart platform. It is the most painful thing in the world. We can't figure out how to do anything. We can't even extract products. We can't do anything. So we're having to start from the complete scratch with it. So, and one of the problems, the reason we took it over was because he can't make money. He makes does $1.8 million a year screwing up, can't fulfill his customers, have customers begging him to give him more money, doesn't know what to do with it, but because he can't market and he has this screwed up sales system that we're coming in to fix. Okay? Go with a proven platform. Use something like Shopify. Okay? Is it going to do every little thing right off the bat that you can dream up? No. No system will. You're going to have to get custom coding. Now, apps are coming out that make it better all the time. We're working on a lot of cool stuff with Shopify as well. But the thing is, with a proven platform, you're going to have less headaches. Don't overcomplicate it. You're already doing enough other stuff in your business. Just go with what's simple. Okay? Key elements that you need. You must have autoresponder integration. Don't take a sale if you can't add them to your email list, because if you can't email market to them, there's no point in having them on having a customer. All right, upsell and downsell feature. You need to be able to sell to them, right? With an upsell, so you can offer your continuity, or you want to downsell them to a sticker, or whatever else you want to offer them. Recurring billing option. If you're going to sell continuity, you have to have a recurring billing option, okay? Tracking and analytic integration, okay? You have to be able to set up your tracking links. Now, some shopping carts have built-in tracking. That's great. Use it. If it's good, use it for all you need. If it's not, bring in a third-party thing. You need to make sure they integrate with third-party, and most of them do. Shopify does, I know. Analytics. Some stores have good analytic programs. Other ones, you should incorporate Google Analytics and get even more data, okay? Again, you just need to make sure the platform integrates with that stuff. Bypassable storefront, okay? This, I gotta quit saying okay, but basically what I'm saying is okay, the next thing. Bypassable storefront is all about getting away from the store, getting away from the shopping cart. You want to send them straight to a checkout page. Okay, so if you have a bridge page or a sales letter, Harlan is selling a supplement in the pet niche. His competitor is also. Harlan has a sales letter. Okay, he does not want to send them from the sales letter to his storefront. Why? Because once he's got them ready to buy, he needs to make it easy for them to buy. Not, oh, that's the product I found, and click add to cart, and then, oh, and I'm going to go over here and click checkout. No, you send them straight to the checkout where they can just adjust the quantity if they need to, and they can pay. All right, so you need to be able to bypass your storefront. Does that make sense? Okay.
Little tidbit.
Yeah.
80% are choosing auto.
That's huge. 80% of Harlan's customers that are buying through this sales letter are choosing AutoShip. And I'm sure you lay on the AutoShip heavily in the sales letter? You don't mention it?
No, I mean, it's there. We just talk about the ease that their purchase will always be safe. Lay it on thick.
So lay it on thick, right? So yeah, 80% are choosing AutoShip. What is AutoShip? Continuity, recurring income, right? And that's off of the front end, right? That's killer, right? Okay. How your own e-commerce store can work, right? Product listing. Would you like fries with that side sell, cross sell, separate next to it, whatever you want to call it, sell? Recommended products. Customers also buy this, right? Things like that. So when they're in the store, they click on the product, and then below it, it shows what other customers have bought or recommended products, or you may also be interested in, like that, right? Anything you can do to try to increase that add to cart, okay? Then you send them, after they buy, into the upsell, which is what? Every upsell is always continuity. Always your continuity program. Okay? And it's the same, if you have multiple continuity programs, great. But you only need one that covers everything, okay? Don't overcomplicate it. Then they get the order confirmation, and then they're at the same time as that's happening, they're also added to your automated marketing infrastructure, your email list, everything, and that's when you get into the lifetime customer value. Okay? All of this is part of the front end. This is just the beginning part of your relationship with this customer. Okay? And if you get them into continuity right off the bat, kill them. Okay? But if you don't, you're still going to hit them up for continuity repeatedly in the email funnel, following them up. Okay? And your automated marketing funnel is 100% activated and ran by a combination of email marketing and retargeting. Okay? Because that's all, that happens on autopilot, and you don't have to monitor it. You must leverage or control the majority of your order sessions. Okay? Why am I saying that again? Because I want you thinking and realizing that you don't control order sessions with Amazon. All right? So that's why we get Amazon up and running, and then we focus on our e-commerce store and drive all of our traffic to e-commerce. Let Amazon drive its own sales for you. Okay? Organic sales on Amazon can be pretty lucrative, right? The ones that just come from Amazon? Absolutely. Let them do that. Don't give them any more traffic. They make $67 billion. They don't need your couple 100,000, right? They don't need it. Keep it in your pocket. Make more money from them, okay? Okay, let's talk about Amazon FBA since I've been hinting at it and some of you guys are still new to it. Let's talk about it a little bit. You send your product to Amazon. It actually stands for Fulfilled by Amazon, and it is Amazon's coolest program they've ever launched, all right? It allows you to sell on Amazon. You send your products in, Amazon stores them, picks them, packs them, and ships them, handles customer support, payment processing, infrastructure, and everything. Once your product is in Amazon, you never have to touch it. Okay, you never have to deal with the customer unless there is an issue or they have a question, and then they can email you through the most convoluted process known to man. But they can technically get a hold of you. Because of that process is so retarded, make sure you guys have a contact email address or contact form or help desk link or something on your product packaging. Okay, you will wind up with, if you don't, you will have customers leave you bad reviews saying they couldn't get a hold of you. They couldn't contact the company. And you will get lower, just because they said, hey, I had a defective product or my seal was broken on my supplements or whatever. Whatever the reason is, if you give them, this is something we didn't do for a long time because I was of the opinion of I don't want them to contact me, you know. And then we started getting reviews. And what we do is when we get a bad review, we go in there and address it. I answer as the company, and I say whatever we need to say to make it right. And then, you know, whether that's costing us money or not, because that review, we want it to be bumped up to 5 stars, 4 stars, whatever. And we give them a sticker, and they get excited. So, and I could not tell you how many people have changed the review, and they gave me a sticker. And they did. I'm like, really? If that's all it took to give you 5 stars, I would have done it a long time ago. Everybody gets a sticker, right? So yeah, make sure there's a contact point on your box, and they can let them contact you. And then, as stupid as your customers are when it comes to Amazon FBA, because they are, they're still right. Because they have the power to leave that bad review that can hurt you. Now, if you have thousands upon thousands of reviews, it's not as big of a deal. But if you can engineer it to the point where you don't have bad reviews, and you can do something about it, then do it. It's not that much effort, and it won't hurt your profit margin hardly at all. You know, if we buy a product for $13 that we sell for $80, and they want another one because for whatever reason it had a scratch on it or whatever, I'm going to send them another one. I'm still in profit, even if I eat the shipping, right? And even if I'm not in profit, it's better than getting the bad review. Okay, back to the beginning. So you send your products in, Amazon does all the work. This is an advanced step that requires both capital and traffic to leverage properly. Okay, why does it require capital? Because you have to buy your products. You have to source your inventory. You have to have your packaging designed if you're going to go that route. You have to do all the legwork. If you don't have any money, this is not the place to start. Okay, start with digital, something that doesn't cost you anything, and build up your business that way until you have the funding to do it, or work nights, whatever you have to do to make that extra capital. But do not because if you do this wrong with little money, it's going to hurt you more than it's ever going to help you. Okay, it's not that hard, but it does take capital. Okay. It also takes some legwork to get set up. How many of you guys would agree that it's kind of a pain in the butt to get started with Amazon, right? And finding that first product and jumping through all the hoops, right? It's kind of a pain in the butt. But like I showed you, $68,000 in 10 days is kind of worth a pain in the butt, right? It's okay. And it gets better, okay? And then each progressive product does get easier, okay? Especially if you stay within the same market, because you develop systems and you see what works and you understand, hey, I will never do this again when I talk to a supplier. I will never do this. I will do this. I wish I had thought of this. You will do big things like that as you learn, okay? So it isn't a hard step, all right? But it's very automated. It's very profitable. It's very awesome. And especially when you plug it into the back end of your funnel, you will be a very happy camper when you just watch the profits come in. Okay, retail arbitrage. Only do retail arbitrage if you hate your life, all right? I don't care what Dr. Ben says, okay? But honestly, in Dr. Ben's defense, he's only saying retail arbitrage to test the market, and then you build out from there into a real business, okay? But it is a good way to test the market. Okay, however, there is a whole other subset of people who love pain who are out there doing retail arbitrage on Amazon FBA. Retail arbitrage means buy lowish, sell maybe higher, maybe make a profit, and then work your butt off trying to figure out how to find the next product to sell again. Basically what this is you are going out and buying products that are already out there on the marketplace, okay, for wholesale or closeout. You're the person running around with the iPhone scanner going through Target clearance going, nope, that one won't work. Nope, that one won't work. Yep, oh, look, I found one. That was 3 hours worth. My margin will be $6 on it. Right? That's retail arbitrage. Now, there are people doing $50,000, $60,000 a month gross from retail arbitrage, but their margins are never more than 20%. Okay? And they are working like dogs, or they have people working for them, and they have routes. They literally have created a job for themselves where they drive around, hitting all these different stores in sequence on certain occasions when they know new inventory is added to the clearance section or whatever to buy it. Okay? Can you make some money with it? Absolutely. One of my clients, he likes pain, but he does it for fun. When he goes grocery shopping with his wife, says it takes several hours to go grocery shopping with his wife, so he takes his little iPhone scanner around, he just sits there and scans stuff. And he makes him $1,500 or so bucks a month from stuff that he finds at the grocery store, scanning it while his wife shops. So, yeah, you can make some money out of it, but in terms of a business model for FBA, it's a job. I can't talk down on this enough, but I mean that. Okay, it's just no good. Low margins, huge time investment, labor intensive, requires hugely diverse and constantly changing inventory that you may not ever be able to get again. Let's say you buy 5 of an item. You buy everything they have, and it sells great. You make, 40 bucks a pop, and you take over the payments on Brian's Porsche, and you're in heaven, right? And then guess what? You can't find those 5 items again because they're not going on clearance again, or they were discontinued, or they just don't want to sell them to you again. Guess what? Brian takes back his Porsche. Life is over. Okay? All right. Another option is a daily deal site. And this is one of Ryan Dice's sites, one of our direct competition. Okay? This is a daily deal site that is we control, or we don't control this one. We control our own daily deal site. But Ryan's is actually prettier than ours right now, so I figured I'd show you this one. All right, so it's kind of like a Groupon or a Living Social or whatever, but basically they source products and they throw them up here. All right, it's called this particular thing is a highly customized version of Easy Deal Builder. You can buy it online. It's a cheap software. And what it is now they use a fulfillment house, so do we. We use a fulfillment house because you can't use Amazon for this. They click Get This Deal. They go into an order process. We bypass the shopping cart. They go straight to buy, right? And guess what happens after they buy? So, continuity, right? So, we use this deal site to generate interest and excitement and say, hey, you're getting this whiz-bang awesome Tanner-tastic spatula for $3 today, which is usually 19 bucks. Great. All I'm doing is trying to get them into the continuity and get them into my marketing funnel. So, and the other thing we can do is we can use this to test market products that we're contemplating putting on Amazon. So you have, we buy whatever, 500 hydration backpacks or 50 hydration backpacks and earn them as a deal for a price close to what we want to sell them for on Amazon. If they sell out fast, guess what? That's a pretty good market indicator that we ought to test it out on Amazon. Okay? Now, a deal site only works if you have your own traffic because the only traffic going to it is coming from us. Now, some search engine may pick it up. We're not doing affiliates with it. But it's in our email list. It's on our Facebook page. It's everywhere. Okay? Again, the focus here is on getting a customer into your funnel, okay, not on making a profit. This is, again, the front end where you don't care about a profit. Spend as much money, lose as much money as you can to get them into the funnel and still be profitable, okay? other thing about this deal site that I'm kind of loving, how many of you guys who are doing FBA have lots of samples that you don't know what the heck to do with, that you never sold? Anybody? I do. I have lots of them. Guess what? I throw them on here and just sell them out. I used to put them on eBay, and now I just throw them on here, and I don't care what I get for them because I'm after the customer. I'm not trying to make any money off of them. Because you will source samples when you're finding products for stuff that you're like, I can't sell this, or this isn't going to work, or it just doesn't work afterwards. And then you can have that MLMer's garage where you have all the lotions, potions, and stuff that you've had to buy from just to maintain your status, or you can get rid of them on a deal site like this, and that's what we do. So the cool thing about the deal site is the front is like a page like this that gets excitement and gets the buys going. The back end is nothing but our funnel. We control the entire order process and everything. Okay, and again, these are very easy to set up now. They make server-side software and basic stuff that you can just buy and install. They even make WordPress versions of it. This is something I would not set up until you already have the rest of your funnel up and running. Okay, this is something that you can roll out, and this is something you have to have. If you want to do a daily deal, you really need to stick to it. Otherwise, just call it a deal site or like the weekly or monthly or periodic deal or once in a blue moon deal, whatever. Okay, so you're probably going to need staff or someone to source product for this because you don't want to be sitting there sourcing. The cool thing is you're not worried about Amazon margins here if you're just trying to build the funnel. Easy Deal Builder. I believe it's actually a Warrior Forum thing right now. So it's probably, it's what? Oh yeah, now it's, who is it now? Get a Freelancer or Elance? Who bought Warrior Forum? Oh, they sold the plug. Okay, I don't know if then, guys, because they sold the plugin. So there's other ones out there.
They sold it about 2 weeks ago.
Oh, they did. Okay. Well, in that case, look at one of the other ones potentially, or buy it. The thing is, we customized it a lot, and so has everybody else who's bought it. Nobody uses it as is, but it's a good starting point. But there are other ones out there that are mimic Living Social or mimic Groupon a little bit more, or you can go on Elance or Get a Freelancer or Odesk and have someone recreate it for you fairly easily. Okay, build your product for Amazon first. When you're sourcing, when you're designing, when you're looking and you're figuring out a product, make it work for Amazon, because if it works for Amazon, it will work anywhere else in your business, because Amazon is going to have the highest cost associated with anything you do. All right, evaluate a product as if it was only going to be sold on Amazon, and then sell it elsewhere. But make it, in your head as you're doing it, make sure that it works very well on Amazon. This will ensure high enough margins for all sales channels, okay? For Amazon sales, a product, we use a minimum of a rule of 3, okay? 3 times the price. If it's $5, we got to sell it for at least $15, or we're not even looking at selling that product. And that's cost in the country, not cost from the supplier. Because when you import something, or when you bring it in, you have the price you get on Alibaba or any of the other sourcing sites, or when you talk to them, is typically going to be FOB, right? That's to the port in China, right? So that doesn't get you anywhere close to the U.S. or to you or to Amazon, all right? So you have costs. You have the cost of shipping, whether it's air freight or container. You have, as Rob knows, it can get really annoying working with a freight forwarder who is one of the biggest freight forwarders in the world, but are complete idiots, and it can nickel and dime you to death. Rod, he just brought in a 750 specialty flashlights, and it was a nightmare. So you have costs associated with that. You also have import tax. You are tax. So even if you air ship in, like with FedEx, FedEx will send you a tax bill for the tax value of the declared value of the item and the tax you owe on it. You also have shipping from when they bring it to you to shipping to Amazon. Because contrary to popular belief, when you're coming in from China, you typically don't want to send straight to Amazon. Okay? Unless you've been working with your supplier for a while, you never know how that box is going to be packed. And I like to double check it. Once you have a good relationship with your supplier, you can start testing that a little bit more. But if you're air shipping, you can't air ship straight to Amazon anymore. They don't allow that. So you have to bring it into you and then transship. So you'll have another shipping cost. But Amazon gets you reduced shipping rates, and they are cheap. A 27-pound box, about like this, costs about $8 to ship through Amazon, instead of the 50 or 60 that it would cost to ship it ground otherwise. So you calculate all these costs. That's the whole point of that ramble. And then you want to make sure that you can use the rule of 3 pricing to, and I would actually go higher, but at the minimum, excuse me, at the minimum we use a rule of 3 that it has to be at least 3 times the price. Because you buy a product for $5, you got to replace it for $5. you're going to pay Amazon $5, and you need at least $5 profit. Okay, and that's using that metric. Okay, find niche products that are selling well on Amazon and are not brand specific. Okay, when you private label, when you want to find products, the easiest way that most of us are using right now to find products is find what's already selling well and then spin off down from that. But it can't be brand specific. If it's a product that people are associating with a brand and only buy it because of the brand name, you can't compete there. You don't want to try to compete there. Okay. Not at first, at least. You can get there later, but at first you don't want to do that. You want something like, the example everybody talks about is a spatula, right? Nobody cares who makes the spatula. They just want an awesome spatula to do their stuff, right? Same thing with silicone baking sheets and all the other lame examples that everybody always talks about. Nobody cares who makes them, as long as they are what they are and they give you what you want, right? However, if you're going to go out and buy a camcorder, you very much care about the brand, right? Okay, you're going to go out and buy a laptop. You very much care about the brand, okay? Oh, additionally, for those of you who are pie in the sky thinking if you go to Alibaba and someone is offering to sell you iPads for less than you can buy them anywhere in the world, okay, and lower than the wholesalers can actually sell them for, probably not legit, okay? Just a guess. So the game is, you can't do those kinds of things, all right? You're going to get scammed. You're going to get ripped off. And there are people out there that are doing it. We had a guy at Don's event in New York that came up to me and was like, I was trying to buy these I think it was iPad minis or something for like $104 a thing, and he's going to buy a whole container of them. And I'm like, that's not legit. I mean, Sony, very specific, or Sony, what the heck is an iPad? Apple. Thank you. See, I'm not a Mac guy, you can tell. Apple has very specific marketing rules and requirements for their distributors. They don't give you breaks on stuff. Everybody buys it for the same price. And they own the manufacturing in China. Like, they own the camps where they're made. They are camps. So those kind of things, if you see a deal like that, don't think you're going to get into that unless you really just hate money. And if you really just hate money, just give it to me, because I don't hate money. I'll take care of it. All right? So that's my tangent there. Let's get back on track. A source manufacturer and supplier to determine if the product can be private labeled. So you find your whiz-bang spatula. Okay? Now you need to go to Alibaba or Inventory Source or start looking around, Googling, trying to find a supplier who manufactures a similar spatula. Now, typically, I'm of the opinion that you don't want to do the same exact thing. I like to make an improvement. I like to make a better mousetrap. Sometimes you can't do that. If you can't make a better mousetrap, at least change the color. Okay? If they're selling it as red, then you sell it in blue. Okay? If it can be manufactured and it can be done, order samples of the product to determine the quality. All right? Now, some people, again, will just order samples from one company. I never order samples from just one company. I order from no less than 3 companies, if at all possible. Because I want to see samples from multiple companies. One company may charge me $4 more a unit, but their quality may be 10 times better. Okay? Or they'll give me free packaging or something along those lines. Another company may have the most expensive pricing and the worst quality product. You just don't know. You need to find, one thing you don't want to sell on Amazon is crap. Because if you get a high return rate, you're done, okay, with that product. And you're probably going to have to kill your seller's account and start a new one. Because your feedback suffers, plus the headache. You just don't want to deal with something that's garbage, okay, on Amazon. It's just not worth it. So you have a product that you evaluate, you look at between different suppliers, and you see the different options they have. So you order from 3 different suppliers and you check them out. Additionally, I always order in decent quantity. Some people order 1 sample. I order no less than 25 of every sample for a number of reasons. One, it's very easy to cherry pick and send you the best sample, right? So, oh man, this is awesome. And then the next one you get is like, it falls apart, right? So you don't want that. So I order 25 so I get to see samples across a broad range. Additionally, now I have product in hand to test market with samples. So now I can test market those 25 units and see how quickly I can sell them, how quickly I can move them, and is it something that I want to put on Amazon. I can throw it on my deal site, I can just sell it through my email list, throw it on my Facebook page. I can see what the demand is for those products. All right? And I also have enough samples to get good quality photography done. Speaking of which, he screwed up in the shipping, but he is sitting right here. You did too, it's your fault. Okay, anyway, Adil is my Amazon product photographer. He's also a partner in one of my Amazon businesses. And he was going to have a really awesome deal for you guys in the form of a flyer that was going to be in your grab bags, which you never saw, because it was delivered to Vernon's house later today or sometime. So it might be here tomorrow. When you walk in, they will hopefully have a flyer for you guys here. Adil is one of the top guys in Amazon product photography, and product photography is crucial to Amazon. We'll talk about that as well on tomorrow. But he will have a deal for you guys if you guys need quality photography, because it's actually a pain in the butt to get it done right. And what is it? What's the deal? $300. Okay, $300. No licensing rights. Okay, you don't. If you guys have ever worked with a commercial photographer, you pay through the nose every time you want to use any image to the tune of thousands of dollars. Okay, so this is actually a pretty cool deal from Adil, a cool deal from Adil. And anyway, we'll talk about that more tomorrow as to why it's so important. But if you're getting crappy photos on Amazon, you're shooting yourself in the foot. If you're using digitally rendered images and not a quality photograph, again, you're shooting yourself in the foot in terms of your sales potential. It can be done, but it will be a lot better if you get quality images. He's also putting out a course on how to do it yourself with your iPhone. You should do it with an Android because they're better. But you guys shaking your heads. I got the clicker. Androids are better, right? All right. Use Amazon FBA calculator to determine costs and needed margins. How many of you guys do not know that Amazon has an FBA calculator? Okay. Google FBA calculator. Very hard. Amazon FBA calculator. It'll be the first link that pops up. It's a revenue calculator. You find a product similar to the one you want to do. You populate it. Then you plug in your margins. Okay? And it will give you everything, all the data. And you can keep playing with the numbers, and it'll calculate it all out, including the fees and everything you're going to pay. And you can plug in all your other costs and everything and see what your actual margin would be selling through FBA. I play with that thing daily. All right? Probably I shouldn't because I don't get as much done as I should, but I still like it. And it's a great way to help analyze your costs. You can actually develop your own spreadsheet of it as well, but this works. Negotiate a price per unit and place your minimum quantity order. The posted price, when you talk to a manufacturer, is never what it really is. The only time you have to pay the posted price is if they don't believe you are the real deal. Okay? When you're in negotiation with a manufacturer, if you act small, you will be treated small. You have to come across as if you know what you're doing and as if you are the real deal company, okay, who understands the process. Again, Adil had to deal with this with some of our pet products. Got the runaround when he started talking to some of these suppliers because I wanted him to feel what it was like. And he's like, "I'm not getting this anywhere." I'm like, "That's because you're talking to him wrong." Changed his tone, changed the way he talked to him. Boom, we started getting exactly what we wanted from him. Okay, negotiate the price per unit and the minimum quantity order. Sometimes the minimum quantity order is an actual minimum quantity order, especially if it is a cheap product, because the only way for them to produce it is in volume, right? If that's the case, then the minimum quantity order or the price, or the size, or quantity that you have to order may be legit. Other times, it's there to scare away the guy who just wants to buy one spatula for his mom cheap. And there are people that do that. It's like, oh, I can get one spatula for $2 on Alibaba. Great. And you pay $25 shipping. So you should have just bought it from Amazon for $4. Right? All right. Provide supplier with brand logo and packaging design. If at all possible, you want to get packaging done on your sample order. Sometimes they'll do it, sometimes they won't. If it's a metal product, ask for laser etching. Doesn't cost them hardly anything to do it, it's just the cost of the machine, right? And it's very quick. If it is a plastic product, you can do a variation of laser etching. See if they will print your logo on it for the sample. Why? Because you want to see the quality. And plus, it looks that much better when you go to test market it. Okay? Sometimes they won't let you do it. But if they will, even if they say, hey, we got to charge you $5 more or charge you a fee, do it. It makes a whole lot of sense. Okay, have the product shipped to you. Oh, thank you. Have the product shipped to you first to verify quantity and quality. Like I was talking about not shipping straight to FBA. You want to verify everything. You want to look at it. You want to see it. Because certain categories of products on Amazon have very stringent packaging requirements for how it's shipped in. If it's any kind of liquid or breakable item, you have to jump through some serious hoops. This is going to probably burn the crap out of me. Yep, too hot. Okay. Okay. Man, that's going to hurt. All right, so have the product shipped to you. So we want to verify that kind of stuff. Then you want to ship the products to the Amazon FBA warehouse. All right, once they're in there, you're done. as long as your listing is set up. Okay, you got to set up your listing page, and it's a pretty straightforward process. You just have to go through everything and verify whether or not this field applies to you, which takes some time, but it's really not that bad. Okay, physical product tips. If you have an existing business, start with a product that complements your existing business. Why? So you can leverage what you're already doing. You don't want to have to, hey, I'm in the fitness thing and now I'm going to sell a pet product. Well, my traffic doesn't correlate, right? Stick to one niche market, okay? And with an Amazon seller account, you really want to stay with one market, one niche, one category, main top-level category for each seller account. Each seller account is going to cost you $39 a month, right? Is that right? 29, 39? 39. I don't even remember. $39 a month. All right, and you can have several of them, but you have to set up an additional business basically for each one to have multiple seller accounts. You don't want to be selling pet products, physical fitness product, gun products, and kitchen aids all in the same seller account. You're not Walmart, okay? You are a niche retailer, all right? And that's what you need to focus with. And that's going to help you with everything that you do. Plus, if you want to, at a later date, sell off an asset, but you don't want to sell the rest of it, you can actually part it out correctly. Otherwise, you have to sell them everything because you can't separate things in an Amazon account. Okay, stick to one niche market. Roll out one product at a time. Okay, this is something that I had a problem with. Dave can attest to this. When I was doing my first products, I was hitting Dave up, and I'm like, hey, Dave, I got these like 4.5 products. And I'm like, I'm going to do them all at once. And he's like, yeah, you could do that. You got the infrastructure, but probably easier if you do just one. And he's right. Because one, I didn't know what the heck I was doing, and I had tons of questions for Dave. Hey, what about this? Do I do it this way? Do I do it like this? And he answered most of them, so it was pretty helpful. But roll out one product at a time was one of the best things that I got out of it, and that was you get to dial it in, you get to learn exactly what you're doing right, what you're doing wrong. The other thing is you have to get that product up and selling, and this is where I learned my lesson. Okay, even with the infrastructure I have in place, even with what we have going, rolling out multiple products in the same niche, it's too hard to get them to both gain traction at once. I need to be able to focus what I'm doing and focus my people, my messages, my market, my email, my everything on that one product and getting it reviewed, getting it up, getting it listed, getting it ranking, getting it selling. Once that's done, take a breath and do it again. But trying to do them both simultaneously, not so much. All right, so this is Alibaba. Right? This is what it looks like when you go look on Alibaba. All right, so what you see here, never take their photography as a given. Always ask them to send you actual photos of the product, okay? Because you will be very, very surprised as to sometimes how different they are. So when you contact them, ask them for some additional close-up photos and things like that. The FOB price, that's to the port in China. That does not include shipping, and those prices are negotiable, okay? The minimum quantity order, 3,000 pieces. That, on this type of a product, may not be that negotiable because in order for them to make a margin on this kind of product, their margin is going to be slim anyway. And it's going to be, we're talking like tens of cents, pennies on the dollar kind of thing. So you may have to meet those minimums, but everything is negotiable, all right? And then you also want to look at their supply ability. How many can they actually do? They may say their minimum order is 3,000 pieces, and then their supply ability is 1,000 pieces a month. Well, that's not going to work, right? Especially if you're going to start selling volume. You also want to look at the payment terms, okay? If they only take Western Union or what is the other one? Western Union or MoneyGram, they're probably not legit, okay? If they can't take a wire transfer, which is what they mostly want to do, which they call TT. TT is wire transfer. Or PayPal, I would not deal with them. All right, it's not worth. There's other suppliers out there that make the exact same thing, especially if you're dealing overseas. Wire transfers get kind of expensive. Okay, you're looking at international wire transfers. You're looking at $40 to $45 depending upon your bank every time you send one. And typically, you're going to send 2 wire transfers per order because you're going to send 30% down, and then you're going to send the remainder upon shipment. Okay, or upon crossing boundary lines. So consider that does also factor into your costs. All right. The other thing is push for PayPal. Make it seem like it's such an inconvenience for you to have to use a wire transfer that just let me use my PayPal account, and I'll pay you the full the amount right now, and do it. And you eat the fees. They always freak out. That's why they don't want to use PayPal, because they don't want to pay the fees. Well, the fees typically are going to be less than half or a third of what you would pay for a wire transfer, and you don't have to go to the bank. Plus, PayPal is on your side in these kind of transactions. So, and it's convenient. Use PayPal if you can. If not, do a wire transfer. Don't send Western Union to buy the iPads for $110 from the company known as, what was the other one? It was not Apple, it was something else, right? Don't do that. Okay, so we are a couple minutes to spare. Okay, we are going to take our break. And before we take a break, guys, I would like to ask another favor of you guys. We're here for 2 days. One of the things we want to do is we want to do this event again. And I want to show everybody what they're missing. So we have guys with cameras who want to get in your face and ask you a couple questions about the event. Basically, not so much a testimonial as just, hey, what do you think of the content? What do you think of my teaching style? What do you think of the event so far? That we can use and show people on Facebook and YouTube and things like that. So if you are willing to do that, please let us know. We would love to do it. You can stand in front of my really awesome photo backdrop back there, or you can hide in the corner against the wall. I don't really care. But we would really appreciate that, and it would do a lot to help us and help us be able to have this event again next year, and plus show everybody who's not here what they're missing. So with that said, if anybody has a couple questions, I'll take a few questions before we actually break. Let's get the mic so that we can actually get it on the recording. Thanks, dude.
Hey, thanks. Hey, what's up, Tanner? Just got a quick question on basically the order quantity that you would get when you're testing out a product. You said you would get, like, say, 25 units in and use that as your test market? Because if you go into place and order on Ali, they want a minimum of, say, 3,000. You wouldn't just go buy that quantity.
No.
And say, oh, you know what I'm saying?
When all companies are, that kind of weirded me out for a second. I was thinking I was going to see the slide, and I saw my face. Sorry. I don't need to point at it anymore since it's not there. When you're doing your minimum order quantity for your first order, they understand that you have to see the product. And if they don't, you say something along the lines of, we need to place a sample order first to evaluate your product quality across a range, right? And they know that. They're probably going to charge you slightly more for your samples, so you probably might not make a profit on your samples. That's okay. But you in your sample order, then you say, hey, most of the time they're like 1 or 2. They don't want to send you 1 or 2, so say, hey, I'll take 25 or 30 of them, and I'll pay your price, and that way I can evaluate your quality over a range.
And you would take that then, and basically that you would test the market with that.
Correct. I would not FBA it, but I would test the market directly, either straight through Shopify or yeah. And you're really just looking at how quickly it's moving, and do people want it, and what the feedback is.
I just wanted to make a comment. With Alibaba, when you're looking for your product, or you're trying to see which, maybe get samples from 3 or 4 companies, there's about 4 boxes at the top that you can check. Are they a gold supplier? Has their site been physically visited, site assessed? There's 4 boxes at the top of Alibaba. You just create an account, check those boxes, and then the results will filter with better suppliers.
Absolutely. That's a good point. I totally forgot about that. But yeah, we have all those checked all the time. Good point.
And then I negotiate I don't negotiate through Alibaba. I just get the contact information from Alibaba and then take it to Skype or something.
Absolutely. That's exactly what we do as well. That's a very good point. Get them off of Alibaba. And always give them your Skype ID right off the bat and ask them to add you.
So let's just assume that Tanner is posting 14 posts a day in his page, 12 posts a day. And the other guy in the gun niche is doing 12 and 12. There just ain't enough room in that timeline for all of those posts. So that's why they're looking for the smartest marketer is going to win, because there's finite space.
Absolutely.
And it's, people who are going to post dribble and jump, and they're trying to, quote, enhance your Facebook experience.
Very true. So yeah, we have found that that's an issue, but what we do is we just run more ads. I mean, we work on we still get our organic reach, but you can run an ad right to your Facebook page, right? Just to your fan base, and or you can boost a post and get ridiculous engagement.
Well, when you boost a post, because when you boost a post without specifying it, they'll look at where your fans are from.
Good point too.
Boosting it to India.
Yeah, you definitely need to target your boost. Don't do a random boost.
What percentage of your fans do you think see an average organic post?
I believe in our pages with our current engagement levels, we are still in the 7 to 12% range. It could fluctuate a little bit up page by page, but we have really, really good engagement, and that does help.
Yeah. Any extra tips on how you solicit reviews on Amazon?
Yeah. So the best way to get jump started with a review process is quit being a chicken and ask every single person you know. And I mean every single person you know, not mom, dad, and my friend.
So Tanner, can I have a review for my product?
You got to review mine, I'll review yours. Absolutely. So yeah, that's the best way to get started. If you have an email list, what you can do is you can create a beta test group type deal, and you preface it and you frame it in such a way that say, hey, I'm going to give you a coupon code. Okay, and you want to give this to your people anyway. You give them a coupon code where they can get the product for dirt cheap. And you basically tell them that, say, hey, I want you to test this out. It's a new product or whatever, and I'm going to give it to you for cheap. And hopefully, if you like it, you will be willing to give us a review. You can't directly ask for it, but you can frame it in such a way that, hey, they basically understand, hey, they're getting this, give me a review. And typically, they're going to leave you a good review. Now, you do have to ride herd because it's not in their conscious, they're not thinking about that to do it for you. Same thing when you have your friends do it. It's like herding cats. All right, you have to like chase them down to get them to leave a review. All right. So, but that's to get your initial jump start. That is honestly the best thing you can do. And what we did for one of our products, our first ones, is I just made a list of every person I could think of. Okay, and then that I could think of that would be relevant to this. Okay, came up with like 40 or 50 names, and I went down the list one by one. And I just sent them all an email or a text saying, hey, here's what I'm doing. Appreciate if you help me out. And the product's going to be $70 or $80, but I don't want you to spend that. I'll give you a coupon code so you can actually, because you want them to buy it. Okay, that's the important thing. You don't give out free products and have them review it. You need verified purchase reviews. You want them to buy it, even if they buy it for 99 cents. It doesn't matter. So you give them a coupon code to make it super, super cheap. And then you tell them, say, hey, if you don't want the product, just give it back to me, no problem. I'll pay for shipping even if I need to, and I'll even refund your money. I don't care if I go in the hole getting the reviews I need to jumpstart my page, because reviews are critical. And depending upon the category you're in, it could be you only need as few as 30, you may need as few as a few hundred to get really leveraged. Adam and I were talking about one of his products where it's a few hundred to really hit the good level for that, and that makes sense. But really you want that at least a 30 review cushion before you start pushing any paid traffic to something. Does that help? Okay, great.
Hey Tanner, right here.
Oh, there we go.
You talked about sometimes you get bad reviews and you give them a sticker and that makes them happy. Mm-hmm. So that's cool. What do you do when you get malicious reviews or reviews by competitors? How do you they're even unverified? Like, yeah. How do you get rid of those? Okay, well, I mean, I still report them to Amazon. You can. No guarantees are going to do anything about it, but it helps. And what I do is go on there as not as a person, but as your company. Okay, you know how you can do that, right? Review, and then comment on the review and put together a well-written retort, basically, that calls them out on it, but stays very professional. You want to be the good guy, but also not taking anybody's shit, right? It's not ideal, but that's good. Do that, and then what I also do is I'll call some of my friends and have them get on there and comment too, and then to have them report it as well. I've heard of people emailing Jeff and having luck with that. Have you had any luck with that before? No, I've never actually known anybody who's. I've heard it. I've never done it or known anybody who's done it. I mean, you could always call them out on Twitter or something like, some like that. Like guys go after Zuckerberg the same way. I don't know. But yeah, my thing is what we've had this happen is I respond, I report it, I have other people respond, and so other customers are in there and report that as well. And usually we've been able to get them removed. Not all the time. It's become very, very problematic in the supplement game right now. There's whole teams of people being hired just to go out and bash each other. Dave's going to tell you some cool stuff about the supplement game when he talks in a little bit. The supplement game is cutthroat. So yeah, but if that's what we do with malicious interviews. Okay, I got to stop talking so you guys can have your break real quick, and then we have a 15-minute.